If you were to ask me if education opens many doors, I would reply with, well, what is education? Education, by its very definition, is the act of imparting or acquiring general knowledge, developing the powers of reasoning and judgment, and generally preparing oneself or others intellectually for mature life. In other words, education doesn't always come in the form of a classroom. However, I feel it's essential in the long run. The first door I opened was when I learned to crawl. Then I learned to walk, then to run. Each door after the other, they all followed suit. When I was 4, I had 5 friends. They opened doors for me, new people to meet, new places to go, new things to try. Fast forward a year, and there I was, my first day of school. Excited, not knowing what to expect, not knowing that the next 15 years of my life would be based around school. The concept of expanding your knowledge for what life was going to throw at you. Of course, that didn't apply to us 5-year-olds. We thought school was eating your lunch and seeing who could go across the monkey bars the fastest. Little did we know that every day we opened a new door, a door that led us on a journey that inevitably never stops. Now, education is not only reading or writing or reciting. Let's explore what I like to call abstract education. Education that isn't necessarily taught in a classroom. Things you can learn from experiences and real-life encounters. Think about this. You had a whānau sports day and you break your finger, resulting in an excruciating 2-hour wait in A&E. As you sit, you begin to watch what's going on around you and think about what it would be like if you were the one injecting someone or stitching them up. This gives you an idea, a possibility. This experience opens a new door. So, because of your finger, you claim sickness and beg your parents to stay home from school. Surprisingly, they agree, but only if you watch your dad TV programs. After 2 episodes of Millionaire Hot Seat, he switches the channel and you rejoice, only to find it's a documentary on the migrational patterns of a god-whipped bird. Amazingly, you're intrigued. How can such a tiny bird fly all the way from Siberia to New Zealand? You make a mental note to ask your teacher about David Attenborough in class. He's pretty cool. Sitting back thinking about it, you realize that people actually watch birds for a living. You think, oh, maybe I could do that. Do you hear that? That's the sound of a new opportunity. And what's a new opportunity? A new door opening. So, now let's continue the real-life journey, the timeline of my education. During my year 7 and 8 years, I had the opportunity to compete in an international sporting tournament through my school. This most definitely opened doors for me to adventure outside of my comfort zone, go somewhere new, and try a new sport. My teacher at the time encouraged me to participate in everything that was going so I could have as many experiences as possible. Where did that take me? It gave me a taste of leadership and looking after others. So, now we've come full circle. Here I am, 14 years old, living in Auckland, attending the second biggest school in New Zealand with as many students as half the population of the town I used to live in. So, you ask me if education has opened doors for me? I ask you, did the All Blacks obliterate the Springboks 57-0 last weekend? See, Nelson Mandela once said that education was the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I think that is 100% true. Everything links back to education. Education has allowed me to become involved with so many different hobbies, interests, sports clubs, leadership roles. I mean, if it wasn't for education, none of you would even be here right now. Like the admirable Dr. Monte Rere Amo Amo said, education brings abundance to those who walk the path of learning, also to their whānau and to the communities in which they live. And through education, you meet people. People who can make a huge impact on your life. Teachers you remember forever, people who could be your friends for life, people you might marry one day. I met my best friend of 10 years at school. We may not go to the same school anymore or live in the same place, but we're still friends. And if it wasn't for school, we wouldn't have met and made those amazing memories that we have. Whether it be a student exchange to America, or a history trip to Vietnam, or a school trip to Taranaki for Ngā Manu Kōrero, the opportunities to open doors are endless. To end, I have a quote from Mark Mathabane, which summarizes the last 5 minutes into one simple sentence. Education will open doors where none seem to exist. Thank you.